The project we did was called Allotment Cooking, Grow Your Own Dinner, and it was on Livingston Road allotment site in Birchfield, and basically we was bringing together a group we work with, which is vulnerable adults, people who live in supported accommodation, local hostels, with allotment regulars, the older guys and ladies who work there on a regular basis, and actually bringing these two groups together predominantly was the main core of it, but then also opening it up to the wider public and communities who live close by but maybe never come onto the allotments. And also all around food, so it's called allotment cooking. We're cooking produce off the allotments, or the kind of things you can grow, so people can actually learn how to cook, taste stuff and sit and eat together, and actually just have that little shared experience. So it wasn't head on, come and meet someone you don't know, but it's sort of creating a social space where people can mix and mingle and then just get to know each other in quite a gentle way, and that will result in a recipe book with all the things in, so that will get distributed out to wider groups again, and people can cook what they've tasted or share recipes with each other. So that's basically what the project is. I think one of the things that's really useful for us was having the dialogue with Near Neighbours itself. So rather than going away and thinking you've got to come up with a fully formed thing, they actually had to look at our forms when we'd initially put some ideas down. It gave us a bit of feedback, and that was really, really useful actually. One of the things for us that was a challenge is, in terms of Near Neighbours, was very specifically about mixing people of different religions. A lot of people we work with are all different cultures and religions, but I suppose religion is not necessarily the number one thing in their life, it's a more secondary. So actually that was one of the things we needed to work out with Near Neighbours in terms of what worked for them and what was going to work for us really, and we worked that through by dialoguing and talking and saying how we was going to make it work. And because we've got a very diverse community, we knew culturally, in terms of people's religions, we knew we was bringing people together of different religions, but we didn't make that a big issue actually, and I think that helped us bring people together by being a bit more casual about it and just saying, come in, we're doing something, everyone's welcome. It sort of happened more naturally really. So I think, in a funny sort of way, if that answers the question, we did do that, but it wasn't it wasn't how we marketed it or sold it to people. What worked well in the project was having a regular weekly session. This is the thing that only as we got towards the end of the project, it gathered momentum, and we've actually realised every week for 3 months, same time, we did lunch club. It took quite a while to get the message out, but slowly then different people would come through the door each week, or people would start coming back on a regular basis. Just drop in for a cup of tea, a little snack, a little bit of social space. So it was being there on a regular basis, not expecting overnight for, once you put the posters up, to have a massive queue outside next week. It's not going to really happen like that in this environment we worked in. So consistency is one of the things that work well for us. One of the key challenges, we ran the project on an allotment site. We got a lot of older regulars who use the site. They tend to be quite happy to go there, get on with what they're doing, go home. And they were perfectly happy with that. We were asking them to change their routine, to come into the pavilion building they don't normally go to perhaps, and to mix with a group who they were maybe a little bit uncomfortable with, or maybe a little bit unsure of how that dynamic was going to work in terms of the vulnerable adults we work with. So that was one of the big challenges. If we could do anything differently, I'd love to do it at a different time of year. The way the funding worked, the way the timing worked for us, is that we ended up starting the project more or less at the end of the season, going through the coldest part of the year and just about finishing just in springtime. So it's almost the wrong time of year to be doing it. The great time is when you've got all your produce, you're growing, it's fresh, And one of the most beautiful things about a project like this is people having something just picked, just fresh. You can't even buy that, even if you want to. So if we could run it in the summer, that would be fantastic.